So yeah, like I was saying, that boy Julian just got funded in what, 2 days, Julian? Using the bot, literally 2 days, you got funded?
Yeah, 2 days.
That's
It's
nuts, bro.
crazy.
That's actually nuts. Um, Congrats, brother. That's huge, bro. Big W's in the chat, big W's in the chat. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna share my screen. I want to make sure everybody can see my screen. Everybody can see my screen, right, gang?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yeah.
All right, perfect, perfect, perfect. So basically, Orobot is the fully coded version of my best trading mindset. So it's a sniper entry system. It's built on smart money concepts, real market structure, and liquidity and trap detection. So it's basically designed to execute with discipline, clarity, and confidence. You know, sometimes us as traders, we kind of like that. We just need that little extra battery on our back to just push us, just to pull the trigger, make that decision. How many times we hesitate and 15 minutes later, the trade goes our way, exactly what we planned, exactly what we thought, right? So it's all part of a confidence thing, and most of it is psychological. So you basically just think of it like a 24/7 trader that never gets emotional, never gets wrapped up in their psychology. A discipline assistant that only triggers with when high confluence setups align. And I basically had to teach the bot how to read the story of the algorithm of the market. So how it works is the biggest thing that's driving it is it's I have a market bias engine built into it. So basically Orobot scans the chart every day and it waits for the market to tell a story. Three main trading sessions, Asian, London, New York, they all work with, each other and everything like that. And we want to trade with the banks, not against them. So it looks for Asian liquidity sweeps, breaks of structure, change of character, things like that. Another secret sauce ingredient that I have in here is something called the FU candle. Um, I don't think any of you guys have ever heard of that before. That's something that's not really talked about. Another name for that is institutional candles. A couple of different names for that. A trap candle, and they work with order blocks and things like that. So this basically tells Orobot which direction smart money is leaning towards that day. So the benefit of that is that it prevents us from getting in the wrong direction early, and it keeps us on the side of momentum. So that's super important, especially when we're trying to build those consistencies and stack those small wins. All right. Over here on the right hand side, this is the new version of it, unreleased. But I'm gonna give you guys access so y'all can practice this. But I wanted to show you how it works. So we have the confluence stack system, aka the aura points. You got to get your aura points up to take the trade to have that confidence. So this is basically where Orabot scores each candle based on institutional behavior. And so the main confluences in plain English, we have the order block. I'm not going to really get into too much about what it is unless guys have questions, and I'd be more than happy to explain what it is. But we have an order block, we have a rejection block, aka a visual zone, FU candle, which is the trap candle. We have change of structure, BOS, which is the change of character or break of structure. So you can see here, prices in an uptrend right here, for example, right? And we have a break of structure right here, right?
Yep.
Because what happens is, you know, you get new higher lows. These are our new higher lows, right? This is our last higher low before market changes direction. This right here. You guys notice that? This is our last higher low before market changes direction. It was in a nice smooth uptrend this whole time. And then all of a sudden, market changed directions, right? And so what happens is it broke through the last higher low. Okay, it broke through. And I want you guys to really take notes on this and understand what I'm saying, because this is the sauce right here. Okay. So we have a uptrend, clear as day right here. I'll make this black, right? It breaks the uptrend, right? BOS, break of structure. This is where our break of structure happens. And now we have a change of character, and now we're in like a short-term downtrend, right? But what I want you guys to focus on is to train your eyes is notice how we put a line right here on the latest higher low that happened in an uptrend. We break that and look at these retests over here. See that?
Yep.
Right? Price for some reason just always likes to, it was never going to go in one direction forever, right? It needs to come up here. There's imbalances, order blocks, there's liquidity up here, right? This big ass move didn't just happen. My $5 in my pocket and your $5 in your pocket didn't make this move happen. We need billions, trillions of dollars to have this type of momentum and these moves. These are all billions and trillions of dollars, gang, for real. This is not retail traders, this is not Joe Schmo in his mom's fucking basement, moving the market. You know what I'm saying? These are real big whales, big institutions, and we want to trade with them. And one of the clues they leave in the market is this exact thing that I'm showing you. This is coded into Orobot. I had to train it to read and look for these types of shit. I'm talking about like thousands of screenshot back testing hours of my shit, putting it into this so it can identify things like this. So I don't have to do this. I don't have to wake up in the morning and look at it. I could see it, but it's a system that does it for us. So this low right here, if we highlight this low, right? I'm talking about we identify the uptrend, we identify the last higher low before market changes direction, and we want to go ahead and highlight from the wicks to the first tap of the body, which is over here. Okay. And anytime that price comes back to this area right here, this is going to be our entry points. This is what we're looking for. Okay. So this particular entry point happened during London from 1 to 3. Again, sessions work in tandem with each other. This whole move happened in New York. They shift that shit back up in London and they drop it back up into New York to continue the move. And then guess what? There's probably news or some shit these 2 days that they were basically hiding behind with the manipulation or whatever, dropped that whole shit down, brought it over in a side range, and now we broke out of it, and we have an order block right here too as well. That price eventually came back after the break and came back and retested. So the same example here with the uptrend, the break of the new higher of the latest higher low is the same thing that's happening here. Just to show you guys. And I know I'm kind of going off a little bit on a little tangent, but it's important that you guys know and understand this. Right? So now we have a downtrend, right? And the latest you wanna look for the latest higher high, which is right here. This is the latest higher high that happened before the shit went crazy on the manipulation. Right here. So the same way that we just looked at that break and retest of the latest higher low of that uptrend. Now we're looking for the latest higher high of a downtrend. We look for the break and we come back and we jump in here on the retest. Okay. This is what's called a market maker strategy. So that's built into Orobot and everything like that. So, and don't worry guys, because this whole shit is recorded. So we're going to have this for the chat. So that's a little bit about, change of character, trend line break and retest and that type of stuff. And so it's very strong when you compare a trend line break and retest, right, with a visual zone, change of character, support and resistance, whatever you want to call it. Really what it is, it's a POI where price, likes to either buy from or sell from. And we've identified that right here. So, and that's built into the code. So that's what that is as far as break and retest and things like that. We also have fib retest, fib extension retest. So I don't want to get into it too much because this is something that is let's just call it a hidden confluence. Okay, it's not on here. I have confluences that are not on here um, to protect the code for obvious reasons. So, but it's built into it for our benefit. We can still use this shit. You feel me? So in the market, there's specific candles that are called fuck you candles. And I was gonna put a middle finger emoji here, but let's just keep it premium. But um, this candle is a fuck you candle right here, just to show you guys. This candle right here is a fuck you candle. Why is it called a fuck you candle? Because look, you identify a FU candle by the previous candle. What does that mean? We need to understand the behavior and the characteristics of this candle right here. So this candle right here actually took the liquidity from the downside here and the upside here. So it took buy side liquidity and sell side liquidity all in one candle. Candles don't do that. If you look at any other candle, right? They kind of move in structure, it's kind of pattern, it's kind of just printed out there or whatever the case may be. Every once in a while you see a candle that has like a little bit of a bigger wick and things like that. So you can kind of see, okay, maybe institutions and shit like that are stepping into the market. But look at the size of this big ass wick over here. This is just unfair, bro. So what it does is basically it psychs people out. It psychs people who are buying and it psychs people who are selling, right? So let's say I wanted to go in for a buy. I see a nice rejection here. I'm like, okay, this is perfect for a buy, right? Let me put my stop loss a little bit under the wick, whatever the case may be. That shit wicked me out. Took my money and I took it out for the day. You know what? Maybe I was like trying to get into a sell or some shit, and I jump in here, right? On the close of this candle, whatever the case may be. And I put my stop loss even a little bit higher on this wick right here. I still get stopped out no matter what. So that's the purpose of a FU candle. It's to fuck people up before the real true move. You understand? So the way that you identify as a FU candle is the candle has to take the high and the low of the previous candle and close completely below or above it. So in this case, we can see that this candle took the high and the low and it closed completely below it in this case, confirming sells. So these are clues that the market makers leave inside inside the charts and stuff like that. And so there's a couple of different ways that you can enter off a FU candle. You can put the fib on it from wick to wick, and then you just wait for price to come back up to the 50%, and you join here, or you join that bid here to continue on the downside, as long as the next 2 or 3 candles print below the fib and close beneath it. This was the first candle that closed beneath it right here. So we identify that sells are valid. We just have to wait for the retest to continue on the way down. And this particular example would have looked something like this. Either here for a 1 to 5 or a 1 to 2. Anything past that, I'll just use a trailing stop loss and go from there. But so yeah, and then these candles, this fib has special fib levels that I back tested literally hundreds of hours and things like that. So you can have that too as well. I put that on my fib. It's actually a strategy that I created. So that is built into here. And this work together. The FU candle and the fib retest on the psychological zones work together. And if you have any questions about that, Chijin Dum is pretty good and shit like that. He knows about that too, so you can ask him. And then the order blocks and the buy zone is also a confluence there too as well. It's just an additional confirmation system to add confidence and strength to our trades, basically. So this new update, let me just like come back here some shit. This new update comes with different settings, okay? So we have a settings tab here. Is everybody here? Are you guys listening? I want to make sure I'm not. All right, cool. All right, cool. So the settings tabs, depending on what settings you have here, your order block volume pivot length, your mitigation method, minimum confluences that need to fire off before you enter, stop loss, risk to reward. You even got a bias flip filter. You can allow it or not allow it, depending on how you feel that day, whatever the case may be. So all these things, I want you guys to tweak it. Once you get access, I want you guys to tweak it because this shit fucks up your entry. It changes your entry. Okay. So these are some of the best settings that I found. Another cool thing is when you enter a trade, right? Let's say we enter a trade here for a long. Okay. We get our entry signal here, right? Stop loss down here, whatever the case may be. And we get our take profit up here. This is exactly what it looks like on the chart, right? So we enter here. All right. We don't have a confirmation yet. No confirmation yet. No confirmation yet. No confirmation. Confirm. All right. So we enter long. I need you guys to pay attention on number one, what you're trading on the right-hand side. Pips count differently depending on what pairs and shit like that you trade. So from 35 to 45 is 100 pips. On a one lot, that's $1,000 in 15 minutes, whatever the case may be, right? On a two lot, that's $2,000. Three lot, 3,000, and so on and so forth. Just from here to here, that's 100 points. It's a lot. So I need you guys to get better at number one, not being greedy. Okay, because we're all greedy, nigga. Okay, we got a fucking, money glitch now. We got the money printer now. Okay, let me just run that shit up. Yeah, you can, and that's fine, but just don't let greed destroy you. Just don't let greed consume you. Okay, very important. So what does that mean? That means that we enter here. My initial take profit is here, right? We broke that. We keep going up. I want that bit to go to the moon. So you know what? I'm not gonna get out until it gets here. Mistake, big mistake. What you're gonna do instead is once you enter the trade, right? Let's say you don't even have a take profit set, or maybe it's up here, or whatever the case may be, and price is kind of like dangling in between, or whatever the case may be. I have built into the code a trailing stop loss that basically the stop loss moves automatically after you are 50 points in profit. So if you're 50 points in profit, I just have to activate it. But once I activate it, you guys are going to get access to it. But when you're 50 points in profit, this red stop loss line is automatically going to appear right here. Okay. And also another thing that I'm working on too, when it comes to full automation, because this is going to be a full automated bot. I already have webhook alerts embedded into the code, so I can literally use Trade Connector or any one of those apps or whatever to fully automate this strategy. And I'm going to talk about that too. Hanko Trader is one of the only traders that can use this MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5 with full automation with 1 to 500 leverage. So that's where we're going to be at, gang. I'm just giving you all the heads up, okay? So going back to this example right here, we get confirmation, we enter, take profits up here. We're 50 points into the trade. Stop loss gets moved to break even, or even something like this or something like this. Okay, so you might not make the full 250 pips, but you still got $1,000 for the day. You're still up a band for the day. You get what I'm saying? And so, again, same thing that Trey told me a long time ago, bro. If you find $100 on the floor, what are you gonna do? You're gonna walk over it, step on it, or are you gonna pick that shit up? You're gonna pick it up, right?
Yep.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Hell yeah, you're gonna pick that shit up. Why are you gonna pick it up?
So $50. It's $100.
It's $100. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Why, when you were up $1,300, why you didn't pick that up then?
Because we get greedy, bro.
Thank you for being honest and straightforward. Yes, that's the right answer. Yes. It's human psychology, bro. We get greedy, which is another reason why I built in automatic zones for take profit and SL. So you don't have to think about, okay, where am I gonna enter? Where am I gonna No, bro, it's already there's just hit sell, bro. Just hit sell. You feel me? So let's go ahead and just jump into a live example here. So we got our entry here. Okay, in this case, it's a sell. We have not gotten a confirmation yet. Okay, so I'm not gonna enter. There's no confirmation. Here's the new bias flip. We got a bias flip here. So remember, it was sales a moment ago. Now we got a bias flip. The bias flip happens when this is our entry line, right? Pay attention to this. This is our entry line. Notice how the candle is bullish and it closes above the entry line, right? But wait, this signal printed out for sales. That's right. But we don't have a confirmation, so we're not going to enter yet. The next candle prints and closes above our entry line. But wait, we're looking for sales. Yeah, that's right. Right? Boom. 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After 5 candles, if you don't get after 5 candles within that range, if we don't close beneath our initial entry, we're going to get a bias flip, okay? So that's embedded into the code. So that I did that. So, even if we don't get a cool confirmation for a sell, we can still catch a trade, 100 pips, 150 pips, whatever it is. Okay, so now we got a bias flip here. Confirm. Fuck it. What are we throwing? A 3 lot on this bitch? Confirm. SL, conservatively, 100 pips or 50 pips or whatever it is you want to do. I'm going to put it like this for now because I like to put it like beneath the wicks and shit like that. So I'm going to show you how not to be greedy here. You wait for that shit to smack your TP and you fucking don't look back. So now we're up 2,600 bucks. And again, because I have these specific settings on here, I'm not gonna get a signal every time. I'm not gonna get as many signals because my minimum confluences that I have is 6. Okay. If I were to change this, I would get an entry. You see that? Minimum confluences 2, but because I have 6, I don't get any entries. That's why I want you guys, and I'm showing you this so you can kind of tweak it, fuck with it, come up with something that works. So far, this is the best that's worked. So you can take a screenshot of that or whatever the case may be. So when you get access, you can plug these in and go from there and everything like that. So if we keep going with the example, we're just gonna wait until we get some sort of entry. Okay, here we go. Entry, confirm, sell, SL, TP. We're printing money. We're literally printing money, gang. This is fucking stupid. It's ridiculous. Retarded, bro. So yeah, that's pretty much how it works. Let's see if we can catch another few trades here using the same system, same method. Here we go. That was a $3,600 trade. So the first trade was what, $2,600 plus $3,600. Now we got a confirmation here. We're gonna see how this one plays out. So the first confirmation candle, we want to enter, okay? So this is our entry. We don't have a confirmation candle. We can see that the green lines are above here, meaning buys, okay? So we're looking out for buys. We're going to wait for a confirmation candle, and we're going to jump into the buy. SL here, TP somewhere around here, and then we're just going to keep moving this shit as we go. See? Move SL up. And TP smacked. So that's another $2,900. So we're up about 10K in 3 trades. So we're up 10K in 3 trades and like 36 hours. So we're gonna keep going. We'll see what else we got here. And again, because of these specific settings, you're not gonna get as many entries as you would, if you change the settings or whatever the case may be. So we get an entry here, right, for sales, but pay attention. We don't get a confirmation. Now we get a bias flip. See? Confirm. Enter buy. SL here. TP somewhere up there. And guess what? If we lose the trade, it doesn't matter. Because we're still up 10 bands for the day. So you can trade bias flips. This is a bias flip right here. For sales. You can trade bias flips, right? Just make sure you wait for confirmation, okay? That's all. And then the first initial signals of the buys went out. So that's 15 racks in 3 days. So on this one, we get an entry here, but we never get a confirmation, but the trade still smacked. Boom.
Hey, see, I got a question. This is you mainly built this for gold, or is it working on every pair?
I built it for gold, but
Okay.
it works on pretty much every pair, bro.
All right.
It works
just-
it works on every pair. The only reason is because when I first built it,
Well, I know you trade gold a lot. Yeah, that's your main thing.
Yeah. When I first built it, gold moves at very specific times and shit. That's why I have these zones here. You can see literally the move happens inside my purple
Yeah.
background. So, and I was having the bot basically only activate, within a certain inside a certain time period,
frame,
right?
yeah.
Kill zone time, right? Just to kind of cut off all the distractions. I don't care about nothing that happens outside of my kill zone, right? But then I was like, you know what, man? Like, fuck that, nigga. I'm gonna have this shit running 24/7, bro. You feel me? Like, why not? Like, who cares? And so we opened up those parameters and everything like that. So, which gives more of an opportunity for anybody else who trades, like NASDAQ or anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
I see. Yeah, mine on my trading view, it shows a percentage. I was gonna ask you about that because I don't see that on yours. Now, are you waiting? I don't know if you have that or you changed it and modified it, but are you waiting for a certain percentage to actually enter, or you're just looking for that confirmation entry, the confirmation candle? Because mine will show like 63%, 62%, 73%. So it's like,
yeah. I mean, those are all just scoring systems. Scoring system like 63%. I could add it on here,
yeah,
but again, that's why you have these settings, right?
gotcha.
Because for example, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's just say
more that
7
line up, the
confluences, right?
stronger.
Exactly. So like if you do like that point, that percentage system you're talking about, came from, what's percentage wise, what's 5 out of 7?
I see.
63%. You know what I'm saying? 70%.
Okay.
So that's where that comes from, right? But if you come here,
You know
that all your entries are going to be minimum 80%, 90%. You get what I'm saying? If you change this here, You understand what I'm saying? You follow me on that?
Yeah, because the six confluences is going off of your order blocks, rejection zones, FU candles. That's what that is. So if I
Right,
change
correct.
that to two, it would only be calculating two of those to to look for the trade, right?
What do you mean?
So if like you know how you just you that the settings tab you had it at six minimum
Yeah,
confluences. So if you change that to two, it would only be looking for like pretty much two of
two
those
two of these
confluences.
to go up. Correct, correct. So for example,
Yeah,
6 out of 7, that's 85%. So
yeah,
you
no, I'd
have so
rather
so we have an 85% probability that we're gonna make money.
yeah, I'd rather leave it at six.
You see what I'm saying? So
So
like,
I'll take a
right,
trade a day.
right. But you could still trade 4. You could still trade 3. You could still trade. You could still scalp and be successful. Right? It's just me.
Oh,
I'm
dude,
just too.
it was working. I was messing with it like the confluences. I was just like I didn't understand exactly everything, but I was watching it, and you know I scalp, so it's like changing it. You get a lot more
Wait,
entries, but
hold on. Is this that boy Zach? Who am I talking to right
mm,
now, bro?
yeah, yeah, dude.
Yo, hold on, man. This is the new
Yeah.
shit, bro. I haven't even put you on this, bro. That boy
Nah,
just.
nah, that's what I'm saying. Mine is different, the one that you set me up with, and I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
using
yeah.
it, and I'm like, it works, but it's showing me percentages, so I'm going based on that, and then
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
looking on how
yeah.
many checks it has
My
on
bad,
the
bro. I'm thinking I'm
confluences.
talking to
Nah, it's all good.
John, bro. I'm thinking I'm talking to John. I'm like,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
nah,
no,
it's
no. But what up, Zach? Appreciate you pulling up to the call and everything, bro. Yeah, this is the new indicator that we came out with, and yeah, so I'm gonna give you access to it too as I'm explaining it, and I'm gonna send you guys a PDF of basically this whole presentation that I did for you guys and everything like that. So yeah, it definitely works for NAS. You could even go on a 5 minute time frame and use it. You see what I'm saying? Depending on whatever
oh, dude,
confluences.
if it's built for gold, I'm gonna be trading what you trade, honestly.
Yeah,
Like,
bro. I
because I
mean,
even scaled back, dude. I used to do, you know how many trades I used to do a day. So now it's like I'm doing down to like 3 to 5 trades a day, and I'm trying to get it where I could just take one banger and call it a day.
yeah. So that's great, bro.
Bro,
I remember. What I want you
bro,
guys to
quick
understand
question.
is, yeah, go ahead, bro.
Awesome.
Bro, do you want for us to remove the other indicators and leave just this one? What do you think about that?
I mean, that's up to you, bro. I mean, if you again, these are, bro. You don't understand how many versions of this shit I have, honestly. Like, if
I
I were to
know,
show,
but I had to admit, bro, that one is strong, bro.
yeah, I got. This isn't even a quarter of the versions of this, but yeah, this one is stupid strong. So yeah, once you have this, I'm gonna open up access to everybody tonight after the call. Once you have this, play with this. You feel me? Find an edge with this. If you could find something that's stronger than whatever I found, because I've been so busy coding, I haven't really gotten a chance to back test. That's why I want you guys to hop on it and see what's up. This is the code for this shit. It's just crazy. But yeah, play with it and fucking do your thing, bro. But like 5 minute, 15 minute, whatever time frame you're on. I want to take this example for just to give an example here, right? So we get confirm entry, we go for sales, right? SL up here, TP over here. Just to give an example. We're so up right here, bro. Like please move your SL to entry.
Or cash out.
You understand what I'm saying? Even if, guess what? Even if you only make a little bit, or you don't hit the full profit, whatever. Guess what? You don't lose. You didn't lose, bro. You didn't lose
Well,
anything.
see, I'm waiting. Dude, when you get that stop loss where it's trailing, like I can just place it in my account because I'm working and doing a whole bunch of other stuff with the businesses and stuff like that, where I don't even have to watch it. I mean, that's game changer.
Yeah, I mean, I already have it. I already have a
Yeah,
trailing stop
but
loss.
activate it.
I just need to activate it, but it's already built in. It's already
Yeah.
built into it. On one of these bitches, one of these indicators. Let me see. I got another one. Just to kind of show. Oh, oops. I just want to show you guys real quick before the Zoom call dies.
Yeah, because I've been using it on, like you said, like NAS. Well, I've been trading futures, so NQ, but it works. Definitely work. The one that you sent me works. It's just I was trying to figure out what is what. That's why I hopped on tonight to kind of get your breakdown on exactly what you're looking at.
No, for sure, for sure, for sure. It's over here somewhere.
And honestly,